Welcome to One Crack News. It's your boy Carcino. Let's talk about it, good people. The movie Spider-Man Far From Home, I don't believe it's out yet to the general public, but the questions that have come in have been literally crazy and disturbing. But I have seen this film, and I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that this is the best Mary Jane we have had. I liked her more than Gwen Stacy. I liked her more than Kristen Stewart. And it's basically the writing. The writing for her was perfect in this film. I felt the chemistry was a lot better in this film than any of the other movies that were put out. No knock on the Sam Raimi's Mary Jane. Is just that Mary Jane was all over the place. Very stubborn and trying to get what she wants. You know, this Mary Jane, her life she's in high school. So it's a lot different than how that Mary Jane was to this one. So the chemistry of them, and where they are now while they're in high school is a lot different than them in the real life, in the real world, So it's a lot different. So it's different. That's all I can say. It's just two sides. And I look at things now and I say, wow, this is really nuts. Because the chemistry, I believe, is just so different than when they were in the first Spider-Man. They were kind of in high school, even though they looked like they were 25. But they were out of high school like right away, and then they're into the real world. Then you start seeing their lives outside of all of this in parts 2 and 3, which was basically just the end of that franchise, and it shouldn't go any further. As they were attempting to do another Spider-Man, people was like, no, let's just stop this here. This train needs to stop. But this Mary Jane, to me, is much more realistic as how a high school romance and crush would go. And this was high school, If this would make you remember high school is like how you liked high school and the things you did in high school. And I mean, hey, we didn't go on a European trip, but I could imagine a trip or just being in high school, and it just takes me back, especially with the relationship angle, and the love triangle thing. Yeah, that actually happens in real life, people. Love triangles happen, whether you want them or not, they happen. But what was disturbing was some of the comments on social media made about Spider-Man and Zendaya, who I thought played a tremendous role in the film. They haven't even seen the movie. I know they haven't. They haven't been invited to see any screenings. But I can tell you this right now. They're just basing this off the trailers and going, why can't Spider-Man just have a white girlfriend? Oh, I guess because Black Lives Matter is going to have a problem with it. First off, Zendaya is not black, from far as I know. I know she's of Hispanic descent, and she's not all the way white, but just come out and say you want him with a white woman, if that's what you want to say. But don't throw Black Lives Matter into the mix. What that got to do with it? Oh, I guess because in Homecoming he was with the black girl, now he's with a Hispanic girl. Well, maybe in the third one he'll be with a white girl. That make you happy. So, again, they attack her in the whole sense The next comments was, man, why can't Spider-Man get a good-looking girl? Why they gotta put him with an ugly-looking girl like Zendaya? I'm like, wow. Another ridiculous comment. Then another ridiculous comment comes in. Yeah. There are a lot hotter Hispanic girls than Zendaya. Like, why couldn't they just get Selena Gomez and make her Mary Jane if they were going to get a Hispanic girl to be Mary Jane? So, anyway, here we go. Once again, we got to take shots at Zendaya, right? Who's a child, basically. She's a young lady. You know, she's like early 20s, came from the Disney World. So, we've seen what those television shows and programs, how they've destroyed children and those child actors. So, we want to kind of like be careful how we wording things, people, if you're listening out there. And if you're a young kid, your parents should definitely be looking at your account for putting out so much hate and hateful comments out in the world. But definitely, you guys need intervention. If you're definitely old enough. And if you have a problem with what a fictional character who he's dating in a fictional movie, then you have a very serious problem in real life. Because these are fictional movies. There isn't a man flying around on web in real life. I hate to be the one to bear that to you, okay? He doesn't have spidey senses. He's not sticking to walls, okay? And he's not saying, you know what, I want to date whoever I want to date, all right? So in your real world, you might have a guy named Peter Parker who might only want to date Caucasian women or women that look like him, okay? And Tom Holland, I don't know who he's dating now, but he might just date somebody. But that's his prerogative, and that is his life. So let's leave it at that. Respect the actors. Respect everything they're going through, because I've seen this behavior before. For The Last Jedi, and the way they did the character Rose and the woman who played Rose, and how they harassed her on social media so bad, and it really hurt her feelings, and she cried for days and days on end, which was really unfair, especially to the other castmates. And I don't want to see that happen again. And now when she came to Chicago, she cried because everybody cheered. We stood up, applauded for her, because we wanted to champion her, to let her know that wasn't us. Those weren't fans. Those were just psychotics who just take pleasure into making other people unhappy. So let's not join that train. Let's be better, and let's all move forward. And don't forget to subscribe to the page. My name is Carcino. I'm out.